Hi, I'm Tara, and welcome to Let's Do Books. I'm joined today by Rachel Ford, author of more than 15 sci-fi and science fantasy novels, including the FF science fiction series Black Flag. Her latest FF book is a holiday paranormal historical, which sounds super fun, and it's called Crimson Yuletide and is available right now on Amazon. Welcome, Rachel.
Hello.
So, you are here to share your journey with lesbian fiction. Where did that begin?
So for me, my journey with lesbian fiction kind of coincided with my kind of coming out. It was kind of a slow process. For me, I had never really liked romance very much. Well, then I started, kind of questioning my identity, and I don't actually remember where I found it, but I found one of Harper Bliss's romances, one of the Pink Bean series, and I discovered this beautiful thing. I love romances, but I love lesbian romances. Surprise!
Yeah.
That really just kind of kick-started the whole process. And, I love fantasy and science fiction in general. I like thrillers. I like pretty much all genres. So from there, it was, let's just say my to-read list exploded. Which is a fantastic thing. I always love finding great new books, and I found a ton of them. So that was me. That was how I came to lesbian fiction. I've been reading now for about a year and a half. And every time I think I found, my new favorite book, I swear I find a new one. And then I got on an audiobook kick. And so my library's huge now. All kinds of goodies.
That's a pretty big thing that happens pretty often in our community. So
Yep.
Were you already writing when you first started reading?
Oh, yes. So I've been writing since I was like 6. I think somewhere my mom still has these like hand-drawn dinosaur books that I used to torture her with. So I write a lot of like science fiction with kind of comedy, some more serious ones as well. But I had been writing as part of my like questioning process. I was working on the Black Flag series. Writing to me is a little bit like it helps me process things, helps me work through things. And so I was writing that, and I started really, just like diving into FF fiction.
Mm. And were there any authors that you came across that were pretty inspirational to you as you were writing the Black Flag series?
Well, I was on a really big Harper Bliss kick when I started. So I guess inspirational to me, completely different genre, but inspirational to me in that like I had never really encountered like this kind of mainstream lesbian fiction, and it was beautiful, and I loved it, and I wanted to create something that wasn't like a niche book so much as just somebody could pick it up and say, this is really good and I enjoy this. And that's, like the Pink Bean series, I'm going to keep going back to that. I love it. The first one I read was out of order, Everything Between Us, and it just, she does such a phenomenal job with really tying in these like sensitive topics about like body image and ego and comfort and really genuine emotions. And it was just such a phenomenal book that it was inspirational to me, despite being like I say, a completely different genre. That I wanted to produce something that somebody could pick up and read and really connect with, like I did that one. So.
Mm-hmm. That was one of Caitlin and Joe's, right?
That was Caitlin and Josephine.
I think they might be my favorite couple in that series.
Me too. They're just so cute. And I
Yeah.
have a thing for coffee shops because I just finished T.V. Markinson's Confession from a Coffee Shop, and I realized afterwards, I'm like, I really love these coffee shop books. So
Yeah, we need more barista romances.
Exactly.
So, you also are going to share some of your favorite books. So, what is the first one that you'd like to talk about?
So what I kind of did is I was thinking about this list, and it's really hard for me to pick a favorite because there are just so many excellent books I've read. So what I kind of did is I picked some of the ones that really stood out to me in some of the genres and subgenres. And I guess I would have to say like Sharpshooter by Leslie Murray. It was one of the first action female books that I had read, and it just like it was so gripping and terrifying at times. I really liked Seven. I really liked Jenny. They were both very different, but they meshed so well. their escape was just, it had me on the edge of my seat. So I really love that one.
Can you just share a tiny bit of what it's about for people that don't know?
Yeah, sorry. So Jenny is a doctor with the Peace Corps, and she's working in Bolivia. And Seven is part of a covert team that's there to take out a drug kingpin who has helped a bunch of terrorist organizations. Well, they're double-crossed by someone on the American side, and Seven is almost killed, and Jenny saves her. And, a whole bunch of stuff ensues, but there's some really tense moments where, there's one of the villains of the story is like super intense and really scary. So Leslie Murray just did an amazing job with her. Kind of nightmare fodder, but not like, really graphic or anything like that. It was just a brilliant book.
That sounds fabulous.
Yeah, I really love that one. And then I read a lot of post-apocalyptic and dystopian novels, and so one of them that really stands out to me is the Darkness series by Casey Luck. With that one, there's 4 main characters, and they all kind of represent like very different lifestyles, very different personalities. In when quote unquote the world ends, they're all stuck together, and they have to figure out how to survive. Well, of course, there's also a lot of romantic tension and stuff. It's a really sweet series, but it's also really just good sci-fi too. So that was another one I really like. Have you read that one?
I haven't.
Okay.
I think Michelle, one of the reviewers at the Lesbian Review,
okay.
I think she read the first one and really liked it.
Yeah, I really like that one. I got that on audiobook. I gotta get the rest on audiobook. But that's how I heard that one. And I was just like, again, kind of on the edge of my seat,
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being an awesome listener and supporting Tilt, the channel that brings you all the podcasts you want to hear. You're listening to Tilt. Find more podcasts on thelesbiantalkshow.com.
So what's your next one?
So I already kind of touched on my coffee shop obsession. So I talked about Everything Between Us. I really like Beneath the Surface too. That was another one that really stood out to me. Harper does a really amazing job of handling these like delicate themes. In this case, like trauma and addiction, and she just handles it so brilliantly. That was another one I thought was very poignant. Then in kind of a, I don't want to say happier, but just less serious, more like I'm kind of a sucker for the fake romance thing.
Oh yes.
So I recently heard Nerd Love by Magnolia Simmons. I'm a Trekkie, and this one really, essentially, if you had like a lesbian William Shatner who plays, like kind of a Captain Kirk, he falls in love with she in this case, Rhys Simmons, falls in love with her best friend via this fake romance, and it's a very fun, fast-moving plot. A lot of Magnolia did a really good job of incorporating all these kind of like geeky themes in there, and as a Trekkie, there was a lot of like good homage to Star Trek and the Orville and those kind of popular TV shows and the culture that goes with them, and the raving fans who just we adore it to no end. So it was a really fun book. I like that one a lot.
Okay, I am a massive fake relationship book fan, and I also I wouldn't say like I'm a hardcore geek, but I definitely am like on the geeky side. So this book just is speaking to me, and I think I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, you'll love it. I think if those are tropes you like, then she really hits them really well in this. So, and she does a really good job too, because Rhys, the kind of Captain Kirk type. She starts out like, I didn't like Rhys in the beginning. I loved Lucy. Lucy was just the nicest person. But Rhys, she was a flawed character. She was kind of self-centered, and she grows as the story goes on, and you really like her by the end of the book. But Magnolia did a really good job where she starts in a little bit of a selfish place, and you kind of like, okay, Lucy, you can do better than this, But yeah, it was just really well, I thought.
If you like characters like that, have you read Sunsets and Shades by Erica Lee?
I have not. Sunsets and Shades. Okay, gonna write that down.
It's kind of a bit of an enemies to lovers, and one of the characters is such an asshole, but she's like this lovable asshole. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to call her an ice queen because she's not that at all.
Okay.
But that book totally charmed me. So I think I think you might like that one.
Well, I think my to-read list just got a little bigger.
I would apologize, but my to-read list has been growing listening to you. So.
Yeah. No, don't apologize. That's excellent. Yeah, so those are kind of the main genres so far and subgenres that I've read in so far, and kind of the books that really stood out to me within them. I mean, I've read a lot of really good books, so it was hard to, narrow it down, and so many books that I've heard such amazing things about that I haven't even had a chance to read yet. So I'm sure that'll change, and my list will get even longer as time goes on. But yeah, that's what I've been reading lately. So
is there anything else that you would want to share with people about your journey as a reader of lesfic, and what that's meant for you, whether it is just as a reader or as an author?
What I would really like to see is, right now we're kind of niche. I would love to see, you turn on Star Trek and just see that lesbian plots, as normal. You just pick up a book in the bookstore, and it may very well be female. Because for me, I grew up in like a very like socially conservative world, very heteronormative, and so like it took me a long time to even consider the possibility that, hey, I might be gay. And I think, the more people just recognize that in the world and see that in the world, the less, because I didn't figure it out until I was over 30, mm-hmm. And it shouldn't take that long, So I think mm-hmm. The more we see, female and male and, everything represented, I think it's going to help a lot of people, kind of find themselves. And I think that'll be beautiful.
Yeah, I do too. So, Rachel, where can people find you online if they want to connect with you?
So I'm on Facebook at Rachel Ford Author. I have an Amazon author profile. You can just search Rachel Ford and one of my books like Black Flag or something like that, and you can go right to my author profile from there. You can follow it, and Amazon will send you updates. All my books are on Amazon. So, anytime I publish something, you'll get an update. I do have a blog that I need to do a better job maintaining. That one is rachelfordauthor.blogspot.com. And I'm also on Twitter, but I'm kind of political on Twitter, so if you aren't interested in politics and stuff, don't follow, but I'm Rachel Ford WI on that one, actually. Yeah, I'd be happy to interact if you have any questions, anything like that. I love talking to readers and, hearing what you liked, what you didn't like. Let me know.
That is all for this episode. Thank you so much for joining me.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm Tara, and you've been listening to Les Do Books. You can email me at tara@thelesbianreview.com with your questions or comments. If you're an author who's interested in joining me on the show to talk about the lesfic you love or the trends that have you interested, please let me know. If you've enjoyed this episode, please check out the show notes where you'll find a Patreon link for The Lesbian Talk Show, or visit patreon.com/thelesbiantalkshow. Patrons get exclusive content like bonus podcasts and author interviews that no one else gets access to. To find this and many other great shows, all you need to do is search for The Lesbian Talk Show on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, or Spotify.